Hello, listeners, and welcome to another fun-filled session with the Wednesday Night Crew. Welcome to part 1 of Honey Heist, a wonderful, simple, one-page RPG brought to life by Grant Howitt. Imagine, if you will, that you are role-playing a group of bears going on their biggest heist for honey ever. You can speak broken English and pass for human with a little bit of clothes on. This was a lot of fun, and we hope you enjoy. All right, Wednesday Night Crew back in action. Speaking of action, we finished off a pretty great 3-2-1 action that I unfortunately did not get to be a part of to see the grand return of that universe's Roger. Great voice stylings on that like surprise appearance, by the way. Well done. But
thank you.
I fortunately I'm back to be able to run Honey Heist. Honey Heist is a one-page game. Grant Howitt created it, meant to be super loose. So hopefully it'll be a good time. I am Grizzly Adams, your humble bear master for the evening. This could potentially be a day and a half one shot, but we'll see what happens. So let me provide a little bit of narrative for this here for you guys, and then we'll do some intros of your bears. So, all right. So you are bears that have had it with living hive to hive and dumpster to dumpster. So you've come up with a plan. Rob HoneyCon 2025. This year, HoneyCon is unfortunately for the attendees being held at the creepy lakeside camp, Misty Pines Camp. Once a hugely popular camp in the late 70s and early 80s, they lost their KOA branding in the mid 90s when there was an incident where a camper lost 2 fingers in a woodshop activity. And a year or two later, 2 teens came up missing when the camp chef used psychedelic mushrooms in some food, and then they tripped out too hard and ran off into the woods, never to return or be found. Since then, the camp has been sold and is run by Virgil Hallow. So Virgil, coincidentally, has been the organizer of HoneyCon since 2017. And he bought the camp in 2024, eager to get the KOA license and KOA name back. Virgil did a quick image rebrand, fresh paint job, new bedding in the campsites, even built some new lakeside decks. But he also bribed the HoneyCon committee to hold HoneyCon 2025 at Misty Pines Camp on the legendary Misty Lake. So, why does all this really matter to you guys? Well, because this is where HoneyCon is, but also you're the bears of Misty Pines, and you want to be flush with honey. So let's go around the virtual room, and why don't you introduce yourselves and your bears? So, yeah, why don't we start with Sean? Let's start with you.
All right. I'm a big ass grizzly bear, and I'm a little unhinged.
Perfect.
And I'm wearing a cowboy hat, and my bear name is Romo.
That's fantastic.
And I'm a driver for this crew. I figure between my unhinged personality and my cowboy hat, I got the style to get us to places with a lot of panache, as it were. And I'm ready to steal some goddamn honey.
I would agree. That's super panache. I love it. Let's see. John, let's go with you.
I am Snackleton Honeyfang. I am a
That's fancy.
rookie honey badger who is the brains of the operation, wearing a top hat.
Oh my gosh. That is amazing.
As one does. I mean, he's got the top hat. Of course, he's the brain.
Wait, so okay,
Yeah.
so Romo's a grizzly.
Yep.
Romo's a grizzly. And then what was your name again, Sean?
Snackleton Honeyfang.
Okay. Snackleton Honeyfang. Okay, and then you are a honey badger,
Yes.
and you are the brains, and we got a driver. Okay, let's go to Andrew. Tell us about you.
Yes, I'm a black bear.
Okay.
I'm a washed up hacker. I learned my craft on a Commodore 64, and I could he can poke with the best of them back in the day, but now I don't know what some mouses have, like 3 buttons, some have none. What am I to do? I don't know.
What's your name?
I'm BB Bear.
BB Bear.
Got it.
Also, I rolled a 8 on the random hat table, which means I get 2.
You're gonna wear 2 hats? Sweet.
I got a flat cap and a fez parked on top of it.
Oh, that is amazing. I love that. It's so good. Chad, how about you?
I will be playing a intimidating looking polar bear.
Ooh, nice.
However, he doesn't know his way around too much. He's a rookie. But because he's
Okay.
young and got that young bear look, he's the face, and
That's great.
Yogi has well, we'll say it's a green felted, what looks to be like a cowboy hat shape, and
Okay.
that was he obtained that by an old ranger that crossed him too many times.
Nice.
All right. Thank you. That's awesome. Yogi sounds very Far Eastern, I guess, right? Let's say.
Inuit, actually.
Inuit. Nice. Love it.
I think Yogi should get an extra point in criminal.
Chris, what about you?
All right. I am playing Ray, a small sun bear, loves honey. I'm also a little bit unhinged, a little wild, a little crazy, as it were.
Yeah.
And, it's a good thing we have a washed up hacker, because I'm the new blood to show them how it's done. And, maybe I'm taking a little advice from BB, but I doubt it, because that guy's old and doesn't know what he's talking about. And so I am a unhinged sun bear hacker, and my name is Ray. And I also have a nice flat cap pulled down on my head.
Nice.
It's the hacker's code. Wear the flat cap.
Nice.
Apparently it is, yeah.
Oh, is that like the cap that like the newspaper boys would have back in the old movies?
Yeah, I think so.
That style?
Yep.
Okay.
Peaky Blinders.
Well, it's great to meet all of you. Let's see here. So, your bear on the inside. So let's set the setting here. So y'all are in your forest, and they've just completed setting up all of the tents and everything for HoneyCon at Misty Pines Camp, and you are incredibly eager to head in there and get yourself mad amounts of honey. But then, let's see here. Where's my? Yeah, okay, got it. Cool. Because there's a lot of stories set up here. So your bear on the inside, because there's one more in your group, and she has come back with some info on the camp, and so this is what you know about the camp. So I'm going to kind of set the stage here for your background, right? Because this is a heist after all. So what you know is the organizer is Virgil Hallow. The Hallow family is known for their company, All Hallows Chemicals. This company makes pesticides and poisonous gases. You know this because you heard that a couple of your friends got sick from breathing the gas in while they were outside the factory dumpster diving and looking for food. They also dodge environmental laws and required safety protocols where possible. You also know that there are cameras all around the camp perimeter as well as inside the camp. Since the organizer is part of All Hallows Chemicals, it is likely that there are some areas where there could be poisonous chemicals and or gases leaking. And not only is there going to be honey everywhere, vendors, showcases, samplings, there is also going to be an auctioning of $1 million worth of Manuka extract. That's like the auction is one of the big events of HoneyCon. So your heist headline is pretty much as follows: make a plan, get disguised, get the honey, steal the Manuka, profit, and retire.
Maybe I'm a little slow. What's Manuka?
I think it's a type of honey that's really expensive, I believe.
Okay.
I've heard the name before. But
Monofloral honey produced from the nectar of the Manuka tree.
there you go.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Like Tupelo.
It's indigenous to New Zealand and some parts of coastal Australia.
Well, as a grizzly bear, I'm not familiar with that type of honey. That's not in my neck of the woods.
It has potent antibacterial properties.
All right. So maybe I'm a little unhinged, guys, but we're fucking bears. Let's just go in there and take the honey. Like, we don't need a plan, do we? We just go in there, we roar, and we get the honey.
Yes, but you remember Ranger Smith has the tranquilizer gun. We're going to have to somehow avoid that fate.
Well, there's 5 of us and only one of him.
Yeah, man, but they got that.
I'll take my chances.
They got that gas, man. They got them chemicals, man. They're gonna hit us with that stuff. You can't trust these humans with their chemicals, man. They'll gas anybody. Bears, people, it doesn't matter. They want to gas you, they gas you. We don't want to get gassed. That's all I'm saying.
So out of game, your bear on the inside, she is still there. Potential option for any other, to see if there's any other questions that you could ask to
okay.
discern anything else if you want, whatever. But now is the time to have these interactions, make a plan, all that good stuff.
So we can communicate with her?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm assuming she's a panda bear because that's the type of bear we have not covered.
Sure. Okay.
We can call her whatever, Ming Ming on the inside. Ming Ming, the panda bear. When she said that there was cameras around the perimeter of the camp, did that mean facing outward from the land, or are there cameras facing the lake?
So, hey, Romo. So there's cameras that are on the outside perimeter of the camp to keep an eye on unsavories that they don't want coming in. So there's some aspect of security. I don't know how the new the cameras are necessarily. It might be an older computer system, but I'm not 100% sure. They just kind of look old. But then there's some cameras inside.
But there's no cameras
spread
facing towards the lake.
I didn't notice any, but I didn't go all the way out to the lake.
Because, gang, I may not have told you this before. You know, I'm a driver, but I'm not limited in driving just cars. That's, a simple bear can only drive cars, but I'm smarter than the average bear. I can drive more than just cars. I can ride a boat and drive a boat right into the camp.
Can you roll a D20 and just tell me what you roll, please? We'll figure out what to do with this later.
I got a 17.
Got it. Noted. I'm going to put that down under your name. That's the make a bear related pun, roll a D20. So for the handful that will listeners at home. Carry on.
I might be a little big to get on the boat, but I can certainly swim across. How do you think I got here?
We could get a bigger boat.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
Exactly.
No, I love this. No, the boat, I think that's our escape plan, all right? We're going to drive out on the boat. We got to get the honey first. We take it to the boats, set sail to freedom and sweet, sweet honey.
We must first find a way to go ahead and infiltrate this campsite before we...
I like the way these young cubs think. honey on boat. It sounds like a paradise.
Early retirement.
I will procure a boat.
So as
That's
the
the
brains
easy
of this
part.
operation, somebody should make sure that we have the boat ready to go, and then we need to find a way to infiltrate the rest of us in under a legitimate guise to go ahead and steal the delicious but very valuable honey.
Well, I told you my plan, and you guys seem to have shot down the go in and terrify. I understand the gas is probably bad and maybe the tranquilizer. So, but get honey put on boat, I'm down with. So is the rest of it just invade the camp, scare the shit out of the people, get the honey?
I feel like that goes back into your first plan of terrifying people just to get honey.
Oh, okay.
Let's make that one plan C.
Plan C.
Let's put a pin in that one.
That's right. Ms. Ming, this is a convention, right? So there's probably like cosplay or maybe like furries there that we can blend into if we lose our hats. So would that be...
Wait, what about losing our
assessment?
hats? I don't like the losing our hats part.
Are you looking for a date, BB?
All right, let me I'm gonna flip a coin and that'll tell you if there's any furries or not.
I'm a 20-gallon bear in a 10-gallon hat.
Wow. Whoa, hey.
It's a little hat on my little cowboy hat.
So Ming Ming says, well, BB, as a matter of fact, I guess this is one of the first years they're actually holding a bear costume contest, if you can believe it.
Okay.
It seems kind of seems a little bit counterintuitive to the, like, I mean, you're attracting bears to your honey. Like, I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, to be honest, but yeah, I mean, you might be onto something there.
Convenient.
Oh, and she also provides you a crudely drawn map. You're seeing a crudely created map on incarnate.com for easy map creation. Yeah. But yeah.
Not a sponsor.
Yeah,
Not yet.
But not yet.
It could be if the price is right.
Exactly. Just give us all a free membership. That would probably be good enough, I feel like.
We just use Incarnate because it's amazing, these maps they've created for us.
I mean,
For all the listeners.
well,
at
no,
home,
I actually
really-
made that map actually. Like I made that myself.
These
But I
maps
did
we
it-
make on Incarnate with
I
the
did it
easy use
really fast.
interface.
Yeah. Yeah. Funny you say that. It's easy. Never mind. Okay. So yeah. So you get a crudely drawn map, which shows you the layout of where there's like activity cabins. You notice that the majority of pretty much the camp is for the most part fenced in. And there is an area that's called Honey Row. And then there's another section that's called the Honey Huts, and that's where the foods are made with honey. So there's a section that's other sort of random honey related or honey adjacent vendors in Honey Row. And then there's Honey Huts where all the food is that they're selling. And then there's a stage that's just past the Honey Hut where the stage and auction area are. Pretty much that's where the auction will be on the stage. There's campsite cabins on the other side, opposite of the activity cabins. And then there's multiple docks with some rowboats on a lake in the background. And this is all like crudely drawn with like really like it looks just like a burnt stick or something, right? It's like all just sort of charcoaled up a little bit. And that's your map. She said, oh, so, she's like, Ming Ming is like, you need anything else?
Where's that sweet manuka being held?
Ooh, Ray, that's a great, I don't know. I wasn't able to find out. I do know when they're going to auction it off though.
All right, that's good information. When is that happening?
That's actually going to be late afternoon today.
Late afternoon.
I appreciate the late afternoon because I'm not sure if I could tell time.
Well, also gives us a chance to get away at night.
We'll assume it's morning, just to set the record straight on timing.
And now, do we need to display our passes at all times, or
Passes?
once
Yeah,
once we sneak in, they won't be looking for it.
I've got 10 passes right here.
So we're back to the Terrify.
No, there's no admission.
Oh, okay. Oh, then makes everything a lot easier. They can't challenge us unless we're terrifying the populace.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, I gotta get going. So you guys got what you need? You're good? Great.
Do you need a
luck.
way out too, Ming Ming?
She's like, no, I'm fine. She's like, she doesn't want to be a part of your like shenanigans. She does reconnaissance. She goes in, she sneaks away. Like she's already like, as you're finishing your sentence, you just say, I'm fine. You're about to be like, okay. And then she's just gone. Like she's just, yeah.
She's
She's
fine,
smooth.
but that Manuka's all ours. Bears. Gentle bears. All ours.
Yeah. So, talk through your plan here, gentle bears. Figure out, you got the brains of the operation there with you. So figure out what you want to do.
So as I was
you
saying,
got partway there.
as the brains of the operation, we go in and terrify them and then escape on the boat.
I didn't think you were the brains, and we also said we were putting a pin on that idea.
Oh, okay. Thanks for reminding me.
No problem.
I think
Just
there's
don't-
also going to be less security on the clover honey. We could like do a practice run on that, and then we'll have a snack just in case. You know, it's going to come up.
Yeah, we're gonna have to, case the vibe.
I believe the most legitimate way for us to go ahead and get a boat onto the dock here would be to go ahead and disguise it as a vendor. We arrive as a vendor on a ship, on a boat, and we bring our setup there, and then the boat is waiting, and no one will question why there is a boat waiting out in the pond. Is this a pond? Is this a big lake? How large is this body of water here, and is it a viable escape route?
Are you who are you asking?
Our reconnaissance, yeah.
Reconnaissance. Recon's gone.
Yeah,
She took
left.
off. She's out.
Well, I'm hoping that the lake is the lake should be a viable way to at least escape the initial rush, and if we have to offload on the
I'll
other
tell
side,
you-
Well,
I'll tell you what.
the lake's in our forest, right? Like our
Wait,
forest
yeah, I was
abuts
just
the
going to say,
lake. so
out
we're
of
good.
game. Out of game. This is your forest. So
We
you know
know.
the forest. You know the lake. These are the aspects of this you know.
I'll tell you what.
You never spent time in the camp.
I'll tell you what, as your resident hacker, I will hack the heck out of every rope that is holding every other boat except our boat. We hack those ropes, okay? And nobody can get on those boats. They're floating away along with us, and nobody can follow us. So I'm not going to worry too much about the boats and whether we can definitely escape on the boat, and nobody will be able to catch us. They'll have to go 10 miles around just to find us. That's what these claws are for. Hacking, man. Hack.
We
And the closet
We-
are terrorizing too.
we should, yes. Speaking of terrifying and terrorizing, we should go to another cabin and eat those people and get their boat. So we've got a boat, because I don't think we have a boat yet, right? And then we could like practice terrifying some people, because we'll need that skill when we go into the camp.
So are we saying that we're going to have to go into the camp, terrify people, steal a boat, take it out, brand it up,
No,
as some
no, no, no,
vendor,
no.
bring the boat back?
No, we're going to go. I'm sure this lake, I've been on the other side of the lake when I was hunting some,
Humans.
yeah, well, I wasn't going to say that, but yes, there just so happen to be some lost campers, and there are other cabins on this lake. Some of them are owned by rich people because they got big boats, and we need a big boat for all this honey. So first we take a boat from one of those other cabins not associated with this camp, get the boat, and then we come over here. And then Ray hacks the other boat so they can't get us. and then the honey gets on our boat somehow, and then we go away.
Yeah, we'll be coming in like a big deal. Big boat and all.
We are a big deal.
Literally.
Yeah.
We're big bears.
I hardly have to facilitate anything in this. This is great.
As vendors, we'll need something to sell. So after killing those humans, we'll
Take their stuff
yes,
and sell that.
Watches and jewelry and bling and their hats. And we'll sell those.
You've got an extra one there, BB. You could sell that.
Okay. When we're terrorizing each other, what do I roll? I snarl at him.
I was just making an observation. You have two hats. You only need one hat.
I mean, you can, if you're snarling at him, you can roll bear.
Okay.
Bear.
If you want to come across intimidating.
I got a 3. So what do I?
So
meets
you're successful.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I was because he said I was only saying. Okay, but just know, you know, as a bear that your hats are important.
But to be fair, none of us really need a hat. We could sell. I mean, there's 5 of us and there's 6 hats. We could sell 6 hats.
No, we don't need to sell our hats because I have this box of 5.5-inch floppies with pirated games from the 1980s that humans seem to like their vintage stuff.
You got Oregon Trail in there?
Any Zork?
You have to.
Maybe the first wizardry.
Yeah, that one with the duck dragon and arrow.
Yeah. Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate. Was it Baldur's Gate? No, Bard's Tale. Bard's Tale. It was Bard's Tale. That's what it was.
I think it was called Adventure, and it had the duck-looking dragon, and the sword was actually
Look at I
dug the arrow.
I was digging in the ground the other day, and I found 1 million copies of this ET this ET game. People eat this up.
All right, so it's morning. Morning's going by as you guys are talking through this. Is the plan then to head around the lake and try to find one of the nicer lake houses to raid? Find a nice sized boat. Is that the plan right now?
I think Romo should go do that. He's very much into that.
Yes.
I would like to go just hack the other boats right away. We need to take care of that immediately, I think. Yeah. Splitting the party is what I say. I do that. Romo go, and then everybody else does what they're going to do.
Yogi will join Ray as the swimming specialty of the group. Seems like that might be useful there rather than stealing the boat.
Yeah.
I'll
idea.
go dumpster diving for more stuff to sell.
All right. There's no more than we're only splitting these bears 3 ways at most.
Okay.
What's your name? You got the hard name. Snackleton. Yeah, Snackleton. Where are you going?
I'm going to follow along to the cabin because I want to destroy something there.
Yeah. So you and oh geez. So you got the 2 unhinged bears going on a murder spree.
No, I'm unhinged. I'm not going on a murder spree.
Wait, but are you not? Oh no, you're not unhinged. Are you Snackleton?
No,
I think Jonathan's a rookie as well. Right?
Oh, he's a rookie. Okay.
So he's going to need to learn how
but he's a honey badger though, so he's all about
murder
carnage.
people.
Yes.
Got it. No, it's all coming together. Yeah. So, okay. So then, God, thanks guys. Okay, so let's start then. Let's start with the murderers that want to go kill people in a big house. So,
I mean, we're playing bears. That's all we want to do.
oh no, it's fine. I know. Yeah, no, it's funny.
Maybe the people won't be there.
Maybe.
But maybe they will.
I tell you what'll decide that'll be a nice coin flip, that's for sure. So I better get my two-sided die out here. So yeah, so you and so God, Snaggleton. I keep on
I
calling you
gotta change my name
Snaggletooth.
on here.
Please, yeah. Yeah. I have it written down, but it's just it's if it's on the screen, it's ever so much easier. Thank you. So Snaggleton and Romo, you approach it's maybe about an hour. Hours walk through the forest, you come out by a separate part of the lake, and you see a really, really nice lake house. There's two really nice cars parked out in the driveway outside of the garage. Garage door is closed. This lake house, it's kind of up a little bit, like on a slight incline, like a little hill, not too crazy, but there is a staircase that goes down to a dock. And at that dock, it's a big dock. It's not like a little camp dock. It's like a big dock and a really nice boat. So it's not like a yacht size, but it's a decent like fishing and water skiing type of boat. And so Snaggleton, what can you tell me about what this lake house looks like? Like what sort of vibes does it have?
Oh, it has a big glass window facing the lake so that everyone in there can appreciate the thing. And there's a hot tub outside,
Okay.
as well as like a large patio with a grill there that overlooks the lake.
Got it.
They had some sort of cow last night. I could smell it from that grill.
So
Sort of cow. That's kind of funny.
So at the same time that you smell the grilled food from last night, Snaggleton, you can hear
Holstein. I got a little closer. I could tell.
You hear because we'll say that you guys are like on the outskirts of the yard, at the borderline of the trees and the yard, and you can see the house, and you're like kind of like sort of like you're facing the side of the garage, so you're kind of like part way from the front and part way from the back. And you can Snaggleton, you can make out faintly hearing in the background. So like someone's jamming out inside the house.
They're doing karaoke.
Roll a d20. That was good.
16.
Dang, stack it. Nice. I don't know what your thing is. Okay.
Hey, Snaggleton. Watch. Here's the plan. I see that they have a golf cart in the driveway, and I jump in and start driving it around.
Okay.
What
Let's
kind of
do
bear
this.
are you? What kind of bear are you? I just want to visualize this.
I'm a grizzly bear wearing a cowboy hat.
I feel like
Golf cart's all bottoming out. You're so heavy.
all right. Yeah, why don't you roll? I think I feel like you roll criminal for that. Because you're actually stealing the vehicle.
All right, so that's a 1, so that's a total beat. So does that mean I don't know if anything moves or if I'm still at 3 and 3 or
So right
is
now
that without a hitch or is that
so here's the way I'm playing this. So
Okay.
this changing states thing with the plan.
Yeah.
So like for me, a single roll for a skill to do one thing is not a plan. Right?
Got it.
So
Got it.
like in my mind, the two of you, your plan is steal the boat.
Okay,
That's the plan.
I see. I got it.
You see what I'm saying? So any other movement is just going to be failure in like your rolls on your stats.
All right. So I am causing a distraction by driving a golf cart.
Yeah. Yes. So keep an eye out on like, or keep watch of like if one stat changes because you failed a roll or something. Remember, you've got your changing states of the eating honey or a flashback. Just so you know. So like if one starts to go up or something, you need to shift a point. You can also use one of those two changing state actions to do that. Okay.
Right. But we're not changing states until we find out what happens with us getting the boat. Because that's our plan. Me jumping in a golf cart is not a plan. That's an action.
Right, but
Yep.
I do think that like if I guess we can play it however the frequency of it we could play however we want. We could either say that it happens only at the time when the plan is executed, um, that you can do a changing state, or like we can maybe we say it's once per like because there's going to be multiple plans right in this process. So maybe
Yep.
it's like once per plan section you can do one of those. You can do either one or both of those things.
All right. So I'm in the golf cart and I yell, all right, Snackleton, use your brains. Now what?
Well, typically, we form a plan before we jump in the golf cart and start driving.
I can't hear you. Beep,
Now,
beep, beep.
Now let me ask you a question though. So Romo, you got the hat on, but as we discussed, I think we probably did this like out of recording. Discussed that like you just the bears know well enough that humans are stupid, and if you just dress up in some clothes, they'll just mistake you for a human and not even pay you any mind because they're that dumb.
I don't
So-
have clothes in the forest. I mean, maybe there's going to be clothes inside this house, but right
So you-
now I'm
so
naked as a
you're-
bear.
Yeah, yeah. So like
Probably a poncho
there's-
in the back of the golf
so there's
cart.
two people walking along the road like because this is a longer driveway. They're walking along the road and one person looks over, and Snackleton, you can hear because your hearing's pretty good. And you can hear one say to the other one like, is that our neighbor driving his golf cart naked? Why has he got a cowboy hat on? Man, this is some weird shit over here, honey. No, I know. Let's just keep walking. Come on, let's go. We don't want. Let's just like we don't want to. Let's keep going. And they walk away.
Were those the owners of this house here, or were they just neighbors?
They're just walking. Like
Okay.
so, no, because they didn't come from the house and they walked by it. So and one of them said, "Is that our neighbor?" So they're not. So they're looking. You assume that they were looking at Romo.
Okay.
I'm
cart.
sort of doing like figure eights. The next time I go by Snackleton, I'm like, what now?
Snackleton goes off towards where the music is playing, and when he finds the source of the music, ideally there's at least one person there. How many people are there?
There's one person dancing, in the living room, and they have like a thin, like, what do you call it? It's like a thin robe that's not really a robe. And
A
they
nightie.
have like long blonde hair, and they turn around, and it basically looks like the guy from Silence of the Lambs, and he's kind of dancing around to this music, but he has like shorts on. It's not that he's not tucking anything. It's not that graphic, but he's just like dancing around in his silky little robe and just like grooving to this like really really bad electronic music, and doesn't even like looks completely like it doesn't even notice you looking.
Okay, if he
through the
looks
window.
distracted right now, then Snackleton is going to go to the kitchen or try to find his way to the kitchen, and he is going to dig around and try to find a lighter.
Or you're going in the house.
Oh, was the other one not in the house? You said he was in the
Because-
living room.
He was in the living room, and you're looking through the living room window. So you're saying
I'm
you're
looking through
going.
the window.
That's what I would assume. Yes.
Okay. Okay, then.
I can
Because I'm
get
sorry,
us
I thought
inside
that's what
the
you
house.
said you were doing.
Snackleton is going to he's going to sort of sit upright and adjust the top hat, and he is going to attempt to knock on the door here to get the attention of this individual.
Nobody answers the door. You keep hearing the music.
Well, then he's going to try to like claw at the door and
There's
perhaps
an
not
easier way
open
to do
it, but
this,
at least
Snackleton.
he wants to destroy something at least a little bit here. He's going to scratch the paint. He's itching to do anything.
Okay, roll bear.
2, so it's below 3.
Yeah, so you scratch it up pretty bad. Um, and probably not enough that like, I mean, you don't like open the door or break the door. Um, but you hear the music get quieter and then it stops and you see the doorknob turn on the front door and it opens and this guy is looking down at you because you're a honey badger, right? So you're kind of
Yes.
shorter. And he's like, you got a top hat on,
Yes.
but no other clothes, right?
Nope.
It's like, holy shit, this town is getting weirder and weirder. Little kid, what are you doing with a top hat on and no clothes on? Good, look, people are gonna think there's something wrong with me. And he takes off his robe and throws it at you, and he's just standing there in like his cut off jorts.
I take the robe and attempt to like straddle it around myself like a flowy cape. And he attempts to say along the line, I'm with the commission to go ahead and, but it comes out as boat smoke test, boat smoke test. Indeed.
Oh, look, are you from the Boat Safety Commission?
I nod aggressively.
Oh, you're a little young to be working for a big old company like that. Are you like, is this bring your kid to work day? Where's your dad? Where's your mom?
In the background, you hear honk, honk on the golf cart. Beep, beep.
It's like, he looks over, he's like, what the fuck? He's like, who is that naked guy? Is that your dad? What is wrong with you? And he closes, he slams the door. He says, I'm calling the police. And he slams the door.
I do I understand the concept of police? Sure we do, right?
Yeah, you absolutely do. Yeah. You're not, at no point did we say like you're dumb. Like that was never implied. Like
I would like to.
You guys fucking kind of speak English a little bit, so I would say you're not dumb.
I would like to drive the golf cart into the house somehow. Like if there's a window or something. But once I saw Snackleton not be successful in sneaking into the house, we're going to force our way in.
Roll criminal.
Ooh, 5 out of 3.
So, you move your bear up one.
Okay.
And it just kind of hits the mulch and stuff and the bush in front, like in front by the window, and like now the golf cart's stuck now.
All right. I pick up Snackleton and throw him through the window because Snackleton's smaller, right? Than me. He's a honey badger and I'm a fucking grizzly bear.
Yeah. I mean, sure.
I say, Snackleton, get him, and I throw Snackleton through the window.
Snaggleton, are you allowing this to happen willingly or no?
I don't feel like I have too much of a choice. He's a grizzly bear and I'm a badger.
Okay. Okay, roll roll bear.
That's a success.
Okay. And if you could roll bear as well, Snaggleton, if you don't mind.
That's
I'm
also
doing
a
like
success.
I'm doing like the fastball special.
No, yeah, I get that.
Stuff.
Okay, yeah. So, but that's why I wanted to get the bear rolls out of the way here. So
he's not a Wolverine. He's a honey badger, but that's pretty close.
So you throw Snaggleton through the window, the way just like as the glass breaks, and like Snaggleton, you thrust through the window, and you're like in a ball, right? And then you open up, and as you hit the ground, you tumble roll. And you stand up like with your claws out, and you're like, rah, and the guy like he turns up, he's like, holy shit!
Does he have a phone in his hand yet? Does he have a phone in his hand yet?
No.
Okay, yeah, I'm going up to him, and continue to yell, boat smoke test, boat smoke test, boat smoke test. And I'm just like clawing around. I'm getting up on the counter. I'm starting to like scramble papers, food that's on the counter. I'm just clawing into all of it while I yell, boat smoke test, boat smoke test.
Roll bear.
Oh, that's a 3. So 3 on a 3. That is a success.
Yes. So you are doing, but what do you like? So you're saying boat smoke test, but what are you really like? What are you saying like as a bear?
As a bear, I'm saying I am part of the commission to investigate the emissions from your watercraft vehicle, sir. I have a permit. We have to go ahead and do these standardized emission testings every so often to make sure that you are in compliance with the law. And I just keep yelling "boat smoke test" to him.
I open the door, like I just sort of break off the handle and walk through the front door normally.
Okay.
And I say in broken English, need boat, but I'm also saying in bear, need boat.
No difference, huh?
There's no difference at all.
So he turns around, he's like, ah, and he screams like this blood curdling scream, and he just runs out he opens up the back patio door and runs through it, trips over the framework of the patio door, falls, lands on his knee, cuts his knee, gets back up and holding his knees like, ah, and he just like kind of limp runs into the woods off to the left. As the music is still faintly, as the music is off, but like, so now the door's open, window's broken.
I'll go get him, Snackleton.
And he's run off.
I'll chase him down, Snackleton. Find the keys for the boat so I can drive it.
Snackleton, in a moment of thought, checks the robe pockets here to see if there's a boat key in the robe that he's not wearing.
Roll criminal.
That's a 3 on a 3.
Okay. You so happen to find a key.
Do we need to stop that guy, Snackleton, or should we just take the boat?
So let's pause here. So you found a key, and you said, "I'm going to go after him," and that's where we're going to pause you guys.
Okay, cool.
And now let's flip over to. I think we're going to go to BB next real quick, and then we'll go to Ray and Yogi, because I feel like BB's is going to be a little bit more straightforward.
It's pretty straightforward.
So yes, so you see, yes. So where are you going to this dumpster, particularly?
I think this dumpster is in the neighborhood of all these rich people.
Okay. Okay.
So
yeah, you
I'm nearby if I'm needed. However, I get inside and I find the remains of that cow. There's like paper plates with like barbecue sauce over it. There's like chicken bones. I'm eating all this stuff. There's a big thing of potato salad that turned.
So you're assuming that the dumpster is accessible, which you see the dumpster,
yes,
but it's behind like a locked fence door.
All right.
So it's basically enclosed so that you can't just easily access it.
I'm going to use my hacker skills. I'm going to get a big rock and I'm going to break the lock on it.
Okay. Why don't you roll criminal? Roll criminal for me.
No, I got a 3, so that passes.
Okay. Yeah. So you successfully break the lock off, you open the door, and then those things that you said start happening.
And so I'm like, I forget what I went in there to get. All this like edibles are everywhere. And by edibles, I mean bear food.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I get my fill, and then being in a cozy little den here, I get sleepy and fall asleep.
So you're asleep in the dumpster?
Not a lot of.
That's perfect.
I'm now a bear with a hat on, asleep in a dumpster.
I really love that for you. That's great. All right. You're like, you're just so full off of garbage food.
But I am in the neighborhood, so if they need me, they can find me.
All right. With that move, we're going to cut over to Ray and Yogi. So, same time. It's the same time of day as like when Romo and Snackleton like left, right? because essentially this is all happening at the same time in parallel. So Ray and Yogi, what are you guys doing?
Well, yeah,
How you getting to the boats?
I mean, I pop on my cap, right, and then I just stroll on over to the boats, like you gotta look like you run the place, right?
Yeah.
You gotta look like you're supposed to be there. That's how nobody looks at that stuff. And I just walk up to the docks from the. I guess would I have to like climb a fence or something to get into the area?
I mean, technically, so do you just have your hat on and that's it?
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, I would say, you would probably want to be a little sneaky. I feel like if you just have a hat on.
All right, yeah. So I'll keep a watch out, make sure like see people pulling in, and kind of walk up when people are walking away.
And given it's summer in the middle of the day, Yogi, because he's also hasn't found any clothing, will just be in the lake, swimming about and doing laps and keeping pace with Ray.
Yeah, I'm gonna do like tuck and rolls behind like lawn chairs and various Quonset huts that set up for lifeguard poles, whatever you want. What?
Yeah, why don't you do one criminal roll for me
Absolutely.
with all these tuck and rolls and everything you're doing.
Oof, those are 6. That's a 6 against 3.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to add 1 to bear.
Okay.
And then you're going to basically roll into and get caught, like stuck in a couple lounge chairs. As you're trying to be all slick. And you're like, oh, I just like clack, 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 clack. And then there's a camp counselor. It's like, oh, what's going on over there? And he comes running over and he's like, oh, mister, are you okay? What happened to your clothes?
Yeah, that is oh, forgive me. I was just, I was out for a swim, right? And, I dove in from the docks and, oh, there goes my shorts. No shorts. My trunks fell off. I've been losing weight. Not enough honey. I mean food. I mean, not that I just eat honey. I eat other kinds of food as well. Trunks fell right off. I tried to hide behind these things. Yeah.
I got an extra pair of shorts I can loan you.
Oh, what a guy.
Hang on, I'll be right back. And like a couple of minutes later, he comes back and he's like, see if these fit you. And he holds up these shorts and they look a little bit worse for wear. Just pair of shorts. They come across like they're like gym shorts that somebody left behind.
I start putting these shorts on, like, oh yeah, these are, I'll hold them up. Yeah, no, these are good.
And he's
as I'm like knocking this, this lawn chair from off of my hand, trying to kick off this lawn chair that's still stuck in my foot. It's like a comedy of errors, do you
need any first aid there, mister?
Oh no, just unless you can wrap up my dignity.
I don't know what that means. Okay. See you later. Good luck. And then you hear as he jogs off to go back to do other things, you can faintly hear him say, those people around here get weirder and weirder every year. And yeah, you can continue on your way.
I give like the big thumbs up as as I'm holding up these trunks.
And Yogi, you get to see all this, by the way, because you're just kind of chilling, waiting for him to catch up. Because you're already where you want to be.
Your trunks were out here, but yeah, okay.
And yeah, like you see him like as he's struggling with like one lawn chair. He's like trying to pull it off, but he's jumping backwards and he jumps into another lawn chair. Like during this whole thing, it's just crazy sitcom comedy. But that's
It's
what
like
happens.
Sideshow Bob and the Rake, right?
Right, exactly. It just keeps happening. Finally, knocks it all off, gets the shorts on. He's like, "All right, time to get to hacking." And I get, go to the first boat that I can, and I just start clawing away at the things. He's like, were we supposed to keep one of these boats or not? I can't remember now.
They're bringing a big boat.
Gotcha. So all these boats, they gotta go. Got it.
Yeah. And Yogi will kind of keep the boat line taut and look over the bank.
Gone making
watching.
puns in chat.
Right.
Yeah, no, I start cutting away, hacking away at the ropes, and cutting them all up. Giving nods with my flat cap to anybody who happens to walk by.
And I guess Yogi sees what's going on, so he'll swim to the next boat. And instead of cutting it away, he just swim up next to it and take a nice little chomp out of the side and crack one of the boards and let water start coming in.
Roll criminal,
All right.
please.
Yikes. No. No as in I'm not refusing the roll. No as in I failed.
Okay. Yeah, you just hurt you break a tooth.
Oh, that's smart. Wait, what accent am I doing? That's way off base. Oi, smarts.
Yeah, and you see like there's two other like you can see like from the water, both of you can see like behind you, like there's just so much activity, people everywhere. Like Ray, the air is thick with the smell of sweet honey. And it's mildly distracting to you as you're trying to cut these boats free. And then Yogi happens to like break a tooth and hurt himself. And then another counselor comes up and she looks at you, Ray, and says, "Hey there, is your friend okay?"
And I look over and just like, oh shoot. Oh no, I better take him to. We should take him to an area, right?
His mouth's bleeding. I can see because he's got his white beard. You can just see the blood.
I need antibacterial.
Oh, maybe. Oh, you know what's good antibacterial? Manuka honey.
Need honey.
If we could just get some of that Manuka honey up in his mouth.
There ain't no Manuka honey up in here, not till the auction. That's under lock and key.
Well, of course, lock and key in the campsite.
Yeah, in the camp here at the campsite. Yeah.
Yeah, with the cabin, right? That's where it's at.
It's in a cabin. Yeah.
Yeah, not Honey Row, but a cabin 3.
I don't know which number it. I know it's in a cabin.
The big one. Yellow?
I honestly don't. I couldn't tell you. But we should probably get him to the first aid cabin.
Buy Manuka honey.
He need to get some Bactine on that there cut on his mouth.
Yeah. And I give a big old wink to Yogi. Coat. Need coat too. Put coat on him. He cold.
Yeah. Also lost swimming trunks.
Oh no.
As he comes into the water. And he's statuesque.
Blood on shirt.
You're right. Because that's right. It's like, and she's like, Oh my goodness. Well, let me get right back.
Oh, yeah, blood
And
everywhere. Get coats.
and as she's running away, like she's kind of jogging away, she stops for a second and keeps like glancing back over her shoulder at Yogi coming out of the water and how picturesque and and insanely handsome he looks, even though like he has just a hat on and no clothing.
Still with the green cowboy hat, six
Yeah.
foot four, golden
Yeah.
blonde locks of a Swedish god.
Like
That's
dad
polar bear skin
polar
on the
bear
forehead.
vibes going on. Like in the cartoon where like the big guy like sucks his gut in and it comes up to the torso. So yeah, so she runs, she comes back and she gets you like an extra like an extra long shirt and a pair of shorts, and she's like, here you go, and you put these on. And so you're gonna get dressed up, and then she's like, come on, let me take you to the first aid cabin, come on. And then she points at you, Ray, and says, you can come too if you want.
Oh, yeah. I'll be
Make sure your
right there.
friend's okay.
Yeah. Let me just get some down on my boat here.
Okay. So then,
Yo,
yeah. So
Rain,
Snip.
you hold back.
so yeah. So you cut the last boat free. And then are you following behind after that, or are you still staying? What are you doing?
No, I will follow behind to see where she takes
Okay.
him and use
Okay.
my, sense honey to see if, I can. Basically, I'm sniffing at like every cabin that we walk across, see if
Well,
it's.
so she's taking you over to the activity cabin area, and all you can smell as soon as you hit the activity cabin area by Honey Row, all you can smell is the food coming from all the honey huts, and it's overwhelming.
I absolutely stopped following Yogi and a girl, and
Yeah.
I started heading towards the honey huts looking for
Okay.
honey.
Yeah, so we're gonna pause there as Yogi is heading to the first aid cabin, and you are going to try to procure some honey. We're gonna go back to the adventures of Snackleton and Romo, and see how this works out. So yeah, so on pause, and you got the boat key, and Romo is saying, "Yeah, I can go get him," like talking about the guy that ran away. So what are you doing?
Unless
Romo,
Snack,
cease your pursuit, of the human.
what if he calls the authorities?
What if he
What's he
started
gonna say? A grizzly bear through a honey badger through a window, and no, he's gonna think that this guy's on drugs. I believe what we need to do.
I think I smell the drugs. I think he was on something.
I dangle the
cut-
key out there and I say, I believe we have the boat key.
Ah,
Do you know how to
Awesome
drive
here.
a boat?
hell yeah, I do.
right after he wrecked a golf cart into a tree?
Throw me the keys, Snackleton.
I toss
But-
the keys like way up high because I'm way lower than he is.
But first, should we see if there's any food in here? Did you have another part of the plan about selling shit? Are we still doing that, or are we just?
Oh, that wasn't my.
That's what BB went
Or-
dumpster diving to go do that, and ended up falling asleep.
Or are we just gonna crash the boat into the camp and terrify everyone? Was that our plan? I can't remember now.
I still think we should we should try to be vendors. Is there does this guy have anything we can sell? And at this point I just start like tearing up cabinets and
So let's clarify. So you're gonna look for stuff to sell, and then are you looking for food, Romo?
Yeah.
Okay, Romo, you roll bear, and Snackleton, you roll criminal.
I failed my bear roll.
You don't see any good food.
Do I find any drugs though?
You find a jar of Advil.
Oh, so we're not doing cocaine, Bear.
I don't think we could sell this.
I fail my criminal roll. So.
Yes, you're like none of this stuff is probably any good. Yeah, so make sure. So you failed bear, right? So you gotta you got to put 1 up in criminal, Romo,
Sean,
and then
me?
yeah, and then it's the opposite. It's the opposite for you, John. You
I
failed
failed.
criminals. You failed criminals, so put 1 up in bear.
Yes.
Wait, say what you say me again.
So you failed bear, so you put 1 up in criminal.
Oh, okay. I'm back to 3 and 3 then.
Okay.
So we should just ride this boat out off the shore then, right?
Yes. You can drive the boat. Correct. This is
Yes, absolutely. Do you
Okay.
need to be dropped off anywhere? Like, am I going to just stay on the boat till you get the honey and then give me a signal, or should I just again drive the boat onto the shore and get the honey?
we need the boat to be in good shape in order to go ahead and make our escape. This is our escape vehicle.
Escape vehicle. Right.
If the boat is crashed into the shore, it is no longer an escape vehicle.
That's why you're the brains. Yes. Okay. But I still get a chance to terrify people later. Yes. You didn't let me go after this guy.
We get.
The dude.
I believe we
That
can
would
make
be-
an arrangement where you will have an opportunity to go ahead and use your terrifying grizzly bear skills. But for now, I believe the authorities perhaps are on their way, so we should make our dashing escape in this gentleman's boat.
Let us do that.
And like a cat, I paw something off the counter before we get out of here.
So you guys get to the boat. Romo drives the boat off. And it's at this point that, so we're going to say your plan goes without a hitch. Because I would say you were successful and like neither of you got like caught really, right? Because
Yeah, we
I
didn't
mean,
get to kill
the police
anyone.
didn't get you, you know?
Yeah.
So
We didn't get caught, and we got the boat. I think that's
Yeah.
a smashing success.
So
yeah, so
bear
each one of
goes
you move
down and criminal goes
a
up.
point from bear to criminal. Yep.
All right.
Let me know if you happen to get a 6, let me know.
Not yet.
Because we'll have to play that a different way.
Steven.
Oh, believe me, when I hit 6, it'll be very clear that I've hit 6.
Noted. In either one?
I mean, I already have a plan if I in one of them. Oh,
Okay.
I might have it might be the same plan no matter which way.
Okay.
It's-
Great. Noted. Noted. All right. So you got the boat and you're heading on the lake towards the camp, right? Let's cut back to BB. Are you still asleep? Or did you finally wake up? And you're muted.
Now that everybody's gone, I probably have woken up.
Okay.
Since I didn't really find anything to sell in there, I mostly just found the food. But I think there is a big plastic bib a la A+ Crab Shack that failed, and there's a stained T-shirt under it with barbecue sauce. And the T-shirt says, "My other yacht is the Elon Tangier."
Eli Tantier.
So I will put that one on.
I love it.
I will follow the scent of my friends to that guy's house. And the potato salad is getting to me, so I will take a big old dump in the living room.
Roll bear? Question mark?
It'd be awful if I missed it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was a 4, so I did fail bear.
Okay.
So
Put
it's
one into
more
put one-
diarrhea than a dump.
Put one into criminal.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and then let's see. Oh, no, I feel like no. You know what? Let me change that perspective. So I feel like in that situation when you're rolling on your stat, if you fail, you just move the stat up. So let's do it let's switch it to that way because that makes more sense.
The bear goes to 4.
Yeah. So move your bear up. Leave your criminal.
Okay.
So when it's just related to the stat is what fails, not the opposite stat. So moving forward. So yeah, so that happens. So you fail. So you become more bear-like. You're smearing this shit everywhere that you're dumping. That you took a dump in the middle of the living room. It's all over the carpet. And at that point, you start to hear sirens, and
Okay.
you can see in the distance a boat that's already out on the lake, heading towards the camp.
I guess I take off to the water.
Okay. And you manage to jump into the water with a big splash. And then mere seconds after that happens, you see some officers. You hear, like, you can faintly hear with your good hearing, you can faintly hear, "Oh, it stinks. What oh, there's shit everywhere." And then another cop comes running out the back out of the back deck. But you managed to get into the water, so like you can I don't know if you want to are you trying to hide?
Yes, I don't think I can swim as well as a polar bear can, so I am going
You
to run along the shoreline looking for some dense vegetation. I do have a shirt on, so I look like a human hiding in the woods.
Yes. Yes.
But that's what I will try to do. I will try to hide in the woods.
Yeah, because the cop didn't get outside in time to see you running away, so you're in the woods.
So there you go, friends. You have
past their
a
property.
distraction. The authorities are busy.
And Sean, roll a d20 for your second one. Your second chat comment.
Only a 9.
Only a 9. All right. Okay. So you are running along the edge of the woods, BB. Let's go back to Ray and Yogi. Ray, you're heading towards towards the honey huts. Yogi, you're brought inside the first aid cabin. And she tells the nurse on hand and tells him that you got a cut on your lip or something. And the nurse he looks at you and is like, can I is it okay if I look? Make sure everything's okay?
Yeah, I guess that's probably not advisable considering we're stealthing around. So Yogi says, no, face fine. Just need bandage and direction, honey." So he shies away from being what's the word? Looked after as the patient.
Yeah. Treated, so to speak.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So so he's like, well, okay. You have as long as you're not in danger of losing too much blood, and he gets
There's a lot of blood on his white t-shirt.
right. He gets you a bandage, a pretty big one, and hands it to you. And then he just points outside and he's like, sir, there's honey everywhere. It's HoneyCon. It's all over the place.
And he stands as he just mashes the bandage into his mauled mouth. Honey. Walks out.
Oh man, that's great. Yeah, so Ray, you come up, you see a hut to your left and a hut to your right. Because we're gonna say you're coming through maybe you're coming through over here towards the middle of honey huts. So you see one to your left and one to your right. Which one would you like to go to?
Let's go. I'm gonna look. Do either of them have looks like a sample setup? Because that's where I want to
go. They both do.
Ooh, well then.
So
shit,
one has
a
little sign. It says free honey stick samples, and the other one just has like open jars with like some honey and like little toast points and stuff and crackers or whatnot.
Well, I'm going to the open jar one,
Okay.
and like I as I grab the jar, like knock over whatever crackers or stuff they're supposed to, and just dip my hand like right into the
Wow.
pot.
Wow. Wow. Roll bear.
Yeah, absolutely. I roll bear. Oh, that's a 5 against 4.
Oh, geez.
How does it not happen though? I mean, it's like
The person behind the counter, the table is like, "Oh, welcome to Honey to Lights. Oh my God." And like comes over and pulls, like grabs a jar away from you. It's like, "Sir, this is not acceptable behavior.
Oh,
These are samples."
Right. Yeah, sample, and then start trying to grab like the crackers that they have off the ground.
Ray, you're embarrassing yourself.
Well, thanks for
Am I
Thanks.
embarrassing myself?
That's what
Is
I'm
that
saying.
you're saying?
thanks for helping. Okay, fine. Roll a d20. Jesus,
That's Sean.
that really is.
I don't take responsibility for that one.
You could take my roll of a 3 though, Ray. That could be yours.
There you go. So yeah, so he's happy that you're picking up crackers. So he and like the toast points and stuff and the bread or whatever, and he's like assuming that you're helping him by doing that.
Yeah, and it's like, it's bad. I'm just like crunching shit, like, and just like eyeing that jar of honey. It's like as he's watching me. At this point, oh right, money for goods, right? Money for goods. I forget. Cash. Can't just grab. No, I forget sometimes. I gotcha. And at this point, I want to. I guess I'm looking to pickpocket somebody or try to steal some cash from money so I could buy some honey.
Okay, you turn
Ray's
around.
not used to paying cash. He's used to bartering.
No.
No, you turn. You turn.
Stop.
You turn around. And you see like the free honey stick samples, and you see two humans in bear costumes, like standing nearby the sticks. And they look ripe for plucking if you want to roll criminal.
I do want to pluck them ripely. Oh yeah, that's a 2 versus 3.
Great. So you manage to very stealthily, without anybody noticing, pull out a wallet out of each pocket on each one, actually. And you find a total of let's see. Oh, here we go. I know one thing we can use all these numbers for that Sean rolled. Let's see. 1 second. I will tell you.
I guess I'm flush with cash.
There you go.
It's a bear market.
A little throwback. $45.
I take said wallet. I just dump it on, like I turn around away from the honey sticks to the honey pot. I just dump all the cash and say, honey.
And the guy says, "Oh, that's great. And this is to the stand that you took the jar from."
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, that's great." And he says, he was like, "Here you go." And he hands you a jar. And the jar is like that. It's like that big. It's like maybe like, gosh, it's maybe like 16 ounces of honey. And on the label on the outside, which you can't really, out of game, it says artisanal honey, but you can't really, you just see honey. And he gives you $5 back. He's like, thank you for your patronage. I hope you enjoy.
I grab the jar, and like the money just stays like sitting on the counter, and just like pop open the top of it. And like, I just looked up a sun bear, and they had like a super long tongue, and I just started like just like
going to town on that jar.
like just licking away at this jar. Yeah.
Like the guy from Kiss.
Basically, yeah.
Simmons.
That's his name.
He's like the guy's like watching you like mesmerized for a second. He's like, oh, he's like, that's kind of weird, but okay. You don't want you want a spoon? We have some spoons.
And basically, like, I grunt and I go sit on I go sit on a park bench, and I'm wondering, because I figure I just ate honey, so I turn more bear than criminal, right? So I'm more bear than criminal right now, and I just go sit on.
Yeah. 1 point from criminal. You take 1 point from criminal and put it in bear.
So I go sit on a park bench, just like licking this honey, and I can't remember what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, so you're kind of out of commission for a minute. And then Yogi, you come out of the first aid cabin, and you look in the distance around the honey huts, and you can see Ray just sitting like kind of slumped, all like rather non-human like, with a single jar of honey, like just tonguing the living shit out of it, like just like with like sticky parts like around his face and stuff, as he's like just like just demolishing this jar of honey. And that's happening. And we're gonna go back to Snaggleton and Romo. You guys, your boat pulls up to one of the longer docks, and your boat just barely fits.
Barely.
Like conveniently, right? Like it's a little bit too big for these size docks. These docks are more for rowboats, but you still managed to fit it. Do I roll a d20 for that?
Yes.
So yeah. So what are you guys doing?
So now we go terrify, right, Snaggleton?
From where you are, you cannot see Yogi or Ray.
Do we just go grab honey now?
We should we should ensure to reconvene with our compatriots so that we might continue on with our well-formed and totally on rails plan that we've been working on perfectly well this whole time.
Where was the rendezvous point?
I mean, the camp in general, I suppose.
So
let's walk around and see if we can score some snacks while we find everyone else.
Maybe I should go find some clothes.
We should tie off the boat and perhaps destroy every other boat here and sabotage them. Perhaps
I thought that was the other team's job.
If they destroy the boats, we should ask them.
As
if not, can I destroy them more, please?
As you say about finding clothes, that's when you glance at there's a door in the boat that heads down to like a lower level in the boat.
I would like to explore down there.
Okay. You go down there and you look on there's like a little table, like a side table with like a wraparound booth around it, right? And there's like a small mattress and stuff. It's like a little one, like a studio area almost, right? Like underneath the boat where it's got like kitchenette and stuff, and it's super small. But you do see like a closet, like a small closet that's open, and there's clothes inside of it. And you do happen to see a bag that is on the kitchen counter, and the bag has some white powder in it.
Oh yeah. I think we found something we could sell, Snaggleton.
and that's what you see.
I'm sure there's no clothes that are going to fit me. I'm not sure what I'm looking for, but perhaps I can.
You don't want to look weird. How about just a muumuu?
Perhaps you can just take the bed sheets and fashion some sort of garment from them.
I'll put on a toga.
You do see in the closet a rather large hoodie.
Yeah, sure.
And it's a zip up, but it only zips up like halfway. And so it's like kind of like snug in your midsection, right? And like your bare torso is kind of sticking out of the unzipped part of the hoodie.
I have a bare belly.
Yeah. Roll a d20, jerk.
14.
That was too easy.
Let's yeah.
Okay. Yeah, what?
Yeah, Snaggleton, I've known that the humans they'll give a lot of stuff for this packet of white powder here.
We may need to sell that more discreetly than at a vendor stand, but I like where your head's at.
I could be discreet.
no, you can't.
As a rookie, I totally believe that. Yes.
Yeah, you for sure do.
But we should probably find the other guys.
So you getting
Great.
off the boat?
Let's find them.
Or
we just honk the boat horn a whole bunch until they all come out.
That's a good idea too. The other thing I had, Snackleton, is when there's lots of honey and you have to split it up 5 ways, there's less honey for you. But when there's only 2 of you and you split it 2 ways, there's more honey for you.
That is, by my calculations, yes, splitting it 5 ways is less than splitting it 2 ways.
Are you already a 6 in criminal?
Not yet.
Okay. All right.
Because we wouldn't be splitting it 2 ways if that were the case.
All right.
Anyhow, we should find the other guys.
So yeah, are you gonna Snackleton? What about your clothing? Are you gonna do anything about that or what?
Oh no, I have the guy's robe and I'm wearing it like a
okay.
Yeah, I'm wearing it like a long flowy cape because I'm a very short honey badger.
Yep.
With a top hat.
Like just imagine you'd be like walking all like important and stuff, like your cape like kind of flowing.
And it's just like a bathrobe. Yeah.
It's like this bizarre it's like a mix of like weird supervillain / it's like masculine drag queen supervillain kind of mixture of vibes. I feel like there's a whole lot going on with your persona at this point. Especially because it's like a Napoleon complex, like short little bear and everybody else is much bigger. You're not even really a bear technically, right? Because you're a honey badger.
Bear energy.
Yeah, honey badger with big bear energy. Absolutely. Huh. So, we're gonna cut away from you. Let's go back. So, BB, where are you? Where are you?
Okay.
How far away are you?
I'm still on the other side of the lake where they left me. I'm hiding in a copse of trees, and the police are looking for a man with 2 hats and a T-shirt that says, my other yacht is the Eli Tangier. I'm going to take all my clothes off and carry it in my mouth and just make my way around the lake. And if the police see me, they're going to think, if they see me, they're going to think that bear ate the guy.
Okay.
So if they start chasing me, I will hide again.
So where are you trying to go? Are you trying to get like towards the camp, where they are?
I'm doing it on foot because.
Okay. Yeah. So you're part way. You got maybe another hour, and you'll get where you need to get to. And one of the.
But this is my disguise. My disguise is now the bear that ate the man. And if they catch me, I will hide and like put the clothes back on. And they're no longer looking for the man. They're going to look for the bear.
Right.
So that's my plan.
Right. So, yeah, as you're running off, you hear a faint voice say, "Holy shit! Is that a bear over there? What the fuck? Oh my god! Did that guy get eaten? Is that what that was? That bear? Oh, was that bear shit?" And the one guy, "I stepped in that," and they're like, so they're all like kind of freaking out about it. And the one guy's like, "Yeah, I better call animal control." And so they're dealing with their stuff, which has bought you a little extra time. So you continue on your way towards the campsite.
Yes.
Towards the campground. And we are going to so Romo and Snackleton, you're getting off the boat, correct? So you come into camp, and you come in, we'll say like over past the stage auction area, and both of you are amidst the honey huts, and you can see at the other end, you can see Yogi walking up towards Ray, who's sitting on a bench, just leaning over a jar of honey that's about almost all gone. And he's like got it over his face, and he's like got his tongue in there, licking every nook and cranny. out of it, out of what's left in the jar, as you guys approach.
Dude, you're supposed to be sharing that. You're eating into our profits or food or lunch.
I bought this. You buy your own beer. I don't know what you're talking about. This is what?
We're
What are you
bears.
talking?
We don't
Who are
buy-
you? This
We
is my.
don't buy stuff. I turn away from Ray and look at Yogi and Snackleton. He's acting like he's on like a human on this stuff, and I open up my toga robe sheet and show like a bundle of cocaine that I've got. We could probably sell this if we're now bartering for goods and services instead of just taking what's rightfully our honey.
Listen, that's all cover. This is me getting energy. All right, let's stick with the plan of stealing other honey. Okay, I don't know like why you want to be selling stuff. I thought this was just a story. You're actually like selling stuff. I don't know what.
So you're back to my plan. Let's terrify and take our honey.
I never said terrify. I
Oh.
said we figure out what we're gonna do here. Okay, I found out information. All right. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
This is so good. Bear with me on this one.
Roll a d20.
I'd like
Anyways,
to bear with you. Give me some of that.
yeah,
don't
all right.
bogart- Don't
there's
bogart
like
the honey,
just like a
man.
little bit left, and I hand it over. Yeah, so I found out that Manuka, it's in one of the cabins. Huh?
Okay.
That's a
What'd you
14
roll?
on a D20.
Thank you. As you say that Manuka is in one of the cabins, you hear this crackle of the speaker, and you hear, "Attention, everyone! Attention! The Manuka auction will start in 1 hour. Manuka auction will start in 1 hour. Everybody, make sure you get to the stage in time. We have some great items for auction. The highlight, of course, is our Manuka as our case of Manuka honey that is going for an incredibly high base price starting rate of $500,000. So yes,
Damn. I left
it's
that
big-
$5 bill on the.
it's big money, everybody. So be sure to show up. We got a lot of smaller things that you can bid for as well. So we hope to have a good time. Give a good chunk of the profits out to charity, and yeah, this is this auction has it's sponsored by All Hallows Chemicals. All Hallows Chemicals once again is the sponsor of this fine auction. So yeah, it's 1 hour, and then as the right before the voice goes off, you're like, hey, is someone, like really quietly. Actually, Ray, roll criminal for me, and you're muted if you.
Apologies. I said I'm not much of a criminal anymore. I got a 3 versus 2.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. So, raise your criminal goes up. But you fail. So you don't hear anything. And let's see, who else would be in the, Snackleton. Yeah. Snackleton, why don't you roll criminal for me real quick?
It's a 3 on a 3, so it's passed.
All right. So you hear faintly the voice in the speaker say, "Did anybody get the Manuka honey out of cabin 7?" And that's what you hear. And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Okay, we got to get BB and then raid the honey.
Yeah. We will be terrorizing this camp at one point.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
So-
is good. I dig this.
Yeah. So Bears, thank you very much for starting your adventure to get all the honey and profit. More surprises and excitement to come in the session next week. So just a heads up, week after next, I am on vacation, so I will not be calling in.
I'll also be up in Minnesota that week. So
But- Next week I can finish this, and then anybody wants to run something for a week or two after, go for it. And then after that, after I come back from vacation, we can start back up on. We should be able to start back up on Eberron by that point.
So you're saying we're about a month out. From
About a month.
Maybe not.
So-
maybe not. Maybe 3 weeks.
So you're thinking the 11th we're going to finish Honey Heist.
Yep.
The 18th and 25th are a potential one shot,
Yep.
and then July 2nd back to Eberron.
Yeah, either July 2nd or the 9th, depending upon holiday availability and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That would be perfect, actually, because by the end of June, I'll be done with my capstone class, so I'll have extra time too.
All right. I'll know more next week, but you can tentatively schedule. I can run something on the 18th.
Okay.
I'll not sure what, but I'll figure something out.
Yeah, I mean, two-parter probably works the best if you can swing it.
Yeah, I'll figure out something.
Cool.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
All right, great. Well, yeah. So we'll be back to the campsite next week. Thanks, guys. Hope you had a good time. It was a lot of fun for me.
It
Y'all
was.
made me laugh. Try to think of a good way to use all these points that you're stacking from the D20 rolls. Okay.
Yeah, it was not. It was never boring at all. I mean, boring at all.
Mhm.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah.
And on
All
that perfect note to end on. All right. Have a good night, guys.
Nice trombone. Good
Thanks.
night.
Yeah. Womp
Yep.
womp. See ya.
Oh.
Bye.
Yeah.
What a great first session. Such a blast getting to be the Bear Master. Will their wonderful bear puns and penchant for violence help them be successful in their quest at HoneyCon? Come back for the next session to find out. And thanks for listening to Wednesday Night Crew. And as always, see you next week. Hello, listeners. Have you been enjoying the Wednesday Night Crew and our real play sessions of Eberron Adventures, along with our special themed one-shots, and playing other RPG systems like Outgunned, Call of Cthulhu, Basin, and Alien the Role-Playing Game? Well, if so, then maybe you should head over to patreon.com and become a patron, just like our first 3 patrons, Sean, Andrew, and John. For just $3 a month, you get your name mentioned in the podcast credits. More tiers will be added as our podcast family grows. Why don't you head over to patreon.com/The Wednesday Night Crew and sign up. You can even sign up for free if you don't want to donate. We're just happy to have you. We hope to see you there. Thanks for being a dedicated listener, and as always, see you next week.